If you enjoyed the famous horror movies Chucky or Annabelle, then you will probably enjoy this modern take on the movie genre of scary dolls. M3GAN hit theaters on January 6, 2023, introducing us to a freaky, way too realistic, killer robot doll. In this video, we are going to take you behind the scenes of the new movie, M3GAN, and show you 5 things you probably didn't know about the film. If you love horror thrillers, you'll want to stick around until the end for this one. As number 5 will have you wanting to rush to see the movie. Let's start by doing a quick overview of what the movie involves. The movie follows a woman named Gemma, played by Allison Williams, as she takes in and cares for her niece Katie, played by Violet McGraw. After Katie's parents die in a car accident, Gemma struggles as a guardian for Katie, so she uses her skills as a talented roboticist to create a robot that can help provide Katie some companionship to help her cope with the loneliness following her parents' death. The robot is named M3GAN, which stands for Model 3 Generative Android, and it is designed by Gemma to help children be less lonely and give them a friend. Gemma tells M3GAN, who is a learning AI, that her goal is to protect Katie from emotional and physical harm, which she seems to do well, as the two develop a strong bond. Eventually, the doll becomes part of the family. However, things start to go south as M3GAN becomes overprotective and goes to extreme measures to protect Katie, even measures that include murder. So how is this cyborg doll brought to life in the movie? What should we expect from M3GAN? Let's take a look at all the behind-the-scenes action that answers these questions and more. Let's jump into our 5 things that you didn't know about the new movie. Starting with number 1. M3GAN is very real. Unlike other films from the murderous doll genre, M3GAN is more than just a puppet. There are a lot of elements used to make M3GAN as realistic as possible. You wouldn't be able to tell by looking at the M3GAN robot in the face, but there is a real human behind it. M3GAN is played by Amy Donald, who is dressed up in a special suit with a mask and careful makeup. By using a real actor to play M3GAN, the creators of the film are able to make the doll more lifelike and provide an element that makes her appear more human.
We did a lot of tests at the beginning to see, try different methods and methodology to try and bring her to life. And it's a combination of, just filmmaking tricks and methods to how to kind of bring her to life. One of the great thing about, what Gerard did was just treating her like she's a human character, not just a doll, right? And he would photograph her, shoot her with all the sort of personalities that you would shoot with, with all the characteristics of how you would shoot a human actor with. And I think, treating her like she's a real thing helps.
Amy Donald's talent also contributes a lot to the movie, as she is able to balance the motions of appearing human while including the same mannerisms that a robot would have. The creators also use touches of CGI and puppetry to create the right movements for each scene. Still, M3GAN has a real and talented actor at her core. Altogether, the creators provide an element to the film that makes you go back and forth in your head between real life and sci-fi fantasy.
The way that we created her is when you're watching her, your mind keeps tricking you into thinking that she's a real person, and then you're reminded very specifically that she is not. And I think that's one of the fun things of the ride of the whole movie.
However, making a killer doll that isn't based in CGI or puppetry wasn't easy. This brings us to the next thing on our list. Number 2, real choreography brings M3GAN to life. Still unconvinced that M3GAN is not played by a real robot? Maybe this behind-the-scenes insight will help. One of the most recognizable scenes from the movie is the small dance number that M3GAN does in the hallway before attacking David. The moves are pretty entertaining, especially when you see them coming from a killer doll. Despite your first judgments, there is no CGI or robotics involved here. These moves are completely choreographed by a dance teacher and practiced by Amy Donald.
My dance teacher, Kylie Norris, choreographed a little dance. We had Ike and Jed. They also helped with all of the movement, and it was absolutely so fun to do.
As she explains, this is just a small peek into the amount of practice and detail that must have went into Donald's performance as a robotic killer doll. Altogether, the internet agreed that she mastered the movements of her robot perfectly and was stunned by Donald's performance. But that's not the only part of M3GAN's character that we can respect. Behind the scenes, we also learn more about how M3GAN is created, with number 3 on our list. M3GAN's human voice. Although Amy Donald does an excellent job serving as the human actor behind M3GAN, she isn't the only one responsible for bringing this dystopian doll to life. Jenna Davis serves as the voice actor for M3GAN, adding to the essence of the doll and making it seem even more realistic. In the background of shooting scenes, Davis's voice plays over the acting.
You are not to interfere in users' private conversations. Is that clear?
100%. Recalibrating response model.
This method makes M3GAN seem more frightening as her voice takes over the room. Choosing to use a human voice instead of a computer-generated voice gives M3GAN more depth and versatility in the way that she communicates with the other characters. The voice work done by Davis also helps to provide a more complex personality and character for M3GAN. Jenna Davis's voiceovers balance our perception of M3GAN as a robot with a very human element.
That was pretty funny.
You are not to interfere in the user's private conversations, is that clear?
100%. Recalibrating response model.
M3GAN, turn off.
Are you sure?
Number 4, M3GAN features a thought-provoking message. On the surface, M3GAN is just a modern take on movies like Chucky and Annabelle. But behind the scenes, there was a deeper message from the start.
I think people need to be reminded of the fact that this technology is here. We're not that far from something like M3GAN existing, and that is pretty unsettling.
Despite the concept being similar to other movies that feature creepy dolls killing people, the movie speaks to a deeper conversation about our relationship with technology.
Hey, Mark.
Again?
Here we go, stand by. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Not only does M3GAN have a clear intent from the creators, it also sparks conversations, raising questions for you to take with you as you walk away from watching the movie. The story is designed to lay out all of the possibilities of events that could play out in our future and gets our imaginations running.
The question then is, okay, if you have a machine that's been built by humans, and it's allowed to learn kind of autonomously, what are they going to learn and what are they going to do with that information without any context, without any parenting, so to speak? What does that knowledge do? How does it get ingested and digested and then, repurposed and that?
What do you think about the message behind the movie? Let us know in the comments. Now for the 5th and final thing you probably didn't know about the movie. M3GAN is built on a legacy of horror. Don't let the dance scenes fool you. If you think that the M3GAN movie is just supposed to be cute and silly, you are going to be wrong. The trailers show several funny moments, but the movie is very much a horror film at its heart. If that's not convincing enough, then you should know that M3GAN is produced by James Wan, who is responsible for producing a fair share of iconic horror movies. Wan is known for his role in producing famous horror films like The Conjuring, Saw, Insidious, and, most notable in this case, Annabelle. Yes, this movie features a bit of dark comedy and has some more light-hearted moments, but it is very much a horror film that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
It's really creepy, but playful at the same time, just before she's about to kind of cut someone in half.
With Wan's track record, you shouldn't expect to walk in and walk out without being at least a little disturbed. So there you are, 5 things you didn't know from behind the scenes of M3GAN. If you've seen M3GAN already, let us know what you thought in the comments. Did it live up to the hype? Was it as scary as you'd hoped? We'd love to hear your input. Like this video and share it with your scary movie-loving friends so you can get their thoughts as well. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any buzz around the latest films and shows. We provide behind-the-scenes insights, reviews, the latest film news, and more. Don't miss out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.